This Fontaine fellow, somebody to watch. At first, he was just a menace to be convicted and hung. But he always seems to be where the evidence isn't. It's the most dangerous kind of hoodlum. Kind with vision. I'm told that the people grow weary in the absence of the sun. Now they clamor for a psychiatrist. Do they miss the state censors, I wonder? Or the seizure of private assets for wartime usage? Or the Cheka police vanishing them in the night? Regardless, this Dr. Lamb appears to be the foremost practitioner in her field. Fine. If she can quiet the rattling of the great chain's weakest links, I shall leave her to it. But I've made mistakes. One does not build cities if one is governed by doubt. But can one govern adequately? I know that my beliefs have elevated me just as the things I rejected would have destroyed me. But the city is slipping away from me. And Atlas is out there and he aims to destroy me and my city. To question is to surrender. I shall not question. Sinclair, I don't care how you achieve Lamb's removal from the public eye. Indeed, I'd rather cease contact with you altogether. So let me make this plain. I don't want to see Lamb out on the streets again, peddling her Bolshevik fever dreams to my people. Bury her memory, Sinclair. Bury it, and salt the earth. On the surface, I once bought a forest, but the parasites claimed that the land belonged to God and demanded I establish a public park. Why? So the rebel could stand slack-jawed under the canopy and claim that it was paradise earned. When Congress moved to nationalize my forest, I burnt it to the ground. God did not plant the seeds of this Arcadia. I did. This facility is under the control of the city now, to Ryan Industries, at least until the rioting subsides. Though it is unfortunate such measures had to be taken, I must admit, it is gratifying to see this building finally condemned. Fontaine is gone, Lamb is gone, or close enough. It's just me. I am alone, at last, in my city. Clinical trial letter 44, Dr. Suchong. Client Fontaine Futuristics. Subject is white male. Name Roland Wallace. Can you hear me, Mr. Wallace?
Yes, sir, Mr. Suchong, sir.
Very good. Right. I'm administering the lots now. We've called the lot 44 enraged because of its tendency to...
Hold him down! Nurse!
Clinical trial letter 43, client Ryan Industries. Work on telekinesis plasmid proceeding, no problem. Catching objects from a distance, no problem. Moving objects through space presents no problem. Cannot stop a speeding bullet, but can catch a thrown object at high rates. Problem not with plasmid. Problem with reaction time. Suchong's got no idea for plasmid. There's quite a little monster Fontaine has dug up. She does speak, which is almost never. Accent is thick and grating. She wears the same mustard-stained jumper every day. But I gotta hand it to Frank. Tenenbaum is the ultimate diamond in the rough. No formal training, no practice in field, but put her in front of a chain sequence and she is Mozart in a harpsichord. All those years, we thought we were making progress with our Skinner boxes and electric shocks. What a waste of time. Before Adam, you could do no more with a domesticated child than a canine. With Adam, it gives us the means to alter all psychogenetic properties at will. Lot 119 is the ultimate measure of that. Kid not a person, a jukebox, ready to dance to whatever tune Fontaine wants him to play. Tenenbaum, I must pity the little freak, content to sit back and toy with the tinkers of Adam. Suchong need to create. Adam is a blank canvas, but plasmids are the paint. War, a terrible thing. Japanese kill every man in my city, but not Suchong. Suchong have opium. Very good opium. This war a terrible thing too, but not for Suchong. Suchong knows how to harvest corpses for Adam. Put those little sisters to good use finally, but cannot send them out alone into the streets. They'll need a protector, and Suchong have just the thing. Initial deployment of Vita Chamber, stage 1 complete. Dr. Suchong. Claire and Alexander tried to explain the science to me, but Suchong does not believe them. They keep saying plasmid reconstruction this and quantum entanglement that, and then poof, dead people come back to life. Bullshit! Of course, Ryan will only let it be tuned to his genetic frequency for the testing. Is that your puppy? She's very pretty. Thank you, Papa Suchong. Break her neck for me. What? Break that sweet puppy's neck. No, please. Break that sweet puppy's neck. Would you kindly? No. Very good. Big Daddy make a terrible stink. Very smelly. Maybe something can be done. But the little sisters seem to enjoy the order. All we need is recruits. Ryan says do not worry. Recruits be no problem. It is Ryan. He's a good guy. Fontaine is scary, son of a bitch. Ryan, cheap son of a bitch. You can't reuse protector suit. Take a man, graft the skin, and orchestrate the suit. Otherwise, it's just suit with no other work. Ryan says Big Daddy too expensive. Ryan can go suck a egg. Hear me, beast Orion. If it be the daughter of the lamb ye seek to slay, ye shall never reach your garden. Lord, more dioscome. Your perishable servant waits for word. I followed the teachings of the Holy Mother Lamb, and though she will not tell me of the day you return, you still are silent, and I wait for your word. Will you not strike me poor brother blind, so that we may be united once more, like you did with Paul on the road to Damascus? The beast of Ryan lives! Gather the family! Daniel, you and I drafted Rapture's blueprints together. Do you remember? But Andrew Ryan led us astray, wandering aimlessly through the dark with no guide. But Dr. Lamb gives us the light and shows us that what is in common is good, and what is irreducible is need. I left something for you in your quarters at the Pink Pearl. Find the code on it, brother. We shall pray together for your sorry soul. Sophia Lamb shows us the way to salvation through the common good, So, if you see a man brought to his knees, pick him up and remind him that he is your brother, and that through Adam it shall pass into the body of the Holy Lamb, and we shall be reborn. Hear me, beasts. Though Daniel's body may grow cold, ye shall never rob us of our salvation through daughter Lamb. Blasted Simon! So rapture leaks. Crying about it's only going to add to the surplus of moisture now, innit? Nothing's to say it's our design. But he goes off, beset by guilt, to see Dr. Lamb because we can't get another contract. And then he comes out the other end, saying he's always wanted to take the orders. Now he's to be Father Simon Wales. If I ever see that Sophia Lambrod in the streets, I'm going to give it the back of me freaking hand and knock on the head besides. Fuck it. Proper drunk and feeling introspective. Back in the motherland, me and Simon built cathedrals together. Him being all for the Bible thumpers, but me never believing a word that Jesus bullocks myself. But then Andrew Ryan comes to us and says he wants Wales and Wales architects for rapture, not to design a cathedral to the likes of the Lord, but to the likes of man himself. Now I'm moving girls, and Simon thinks he's saving souls. Can you believe I shared a womb with such a sap? I had a pounding in the head today. This time it wasn't from the whining the horse. So naturally I came up to my quarters to murder it with a drink. And what do I find on the stand but some sacramental wine from me dear brother Simon, with nothing else but the code to his territory written on the side. 1919. Should send his bleeding wine through me system first. Send it back warm. I know of your bond with Eleanor, Delta. To save yourself you will come for her, but she has a destiny to meet, one that you cannot be a part of. There is no place in paradise for tyrants such as you. Citizens of Rapture, this is Subject Delta. Behind that mask lies an enemy of the people, without soul or sympathy. And like any good family, we must tear out its jaw and drive it back into the sea. Verbal cues, Eleanor, are mere defensive colorations. In order to understand our true nature, we must grow deaf to the self. Now, stop listening to my voice. Stop listening. Stop. Difficult, isn't it? I want you to play this recording until you no longer hear the sound of my voice, but rather what lies behind it. Then you may observe the people for who they truly are. Prison, it seems, was a blessing in disguise. Ryan is now dead by his own son's hands. Yet far more interesting was the program of compulsion bred into his child, coded WYK. It was some manner of verbal trigger phrase that the boy would obey unerringly when spoken. Highly intelligent, but devoid of so-called free will and all of its convenient blind spots. In a way, this half-man, this sad thing, had escaped the self. What if he had been instructed to uphold the common good? What if he had been a volunteer? That is a child of the family, Delta, not a toy for you to exploit and discard. I do not hate you, Subject Delta. Indeed, I care for you as I do all living organisms. But I cannot sacrifice all 1,000 of my children for one rebellious son. Do you think me a tyrant, Delta, vying for control of a dead man's dream? The city means nothing. Eleanor means everything. In order for her to rise from its ashes, Rapture must die. Allow me to demonstrate. Steinman, I know medical previewing is your matter, but if Rapture's piping system starts leaking, the old girl's never going to stop. Now, I know you're a posh sort of geezer, and frankly, I didn't give a toss if you piss or go fishing, but you might want to cogitate on this. Ocean water is colder than a witch's tit. Don't eat the pipes, pipes freeze. Pipes freeze, pipes burst, Rapture leaks. And I'll be sure to tell Ryan that he's got you to thank for the old girl going under. Things weren't bad enough. Seems our irrigation system has sprung a leak. Yep, Arcadia has taken on seawater. I told Miss Ryan when we were constructing this place that either build it like a bathtub, or it's gonna turn into a sewer. No, McDonough, he says. We ain't gonna build no bathtub. We're gonna build Eden. Apparently some poor sorts have started seeing ghosts from all this splicing. Ghosts! Can't close in on Fontaine yet. He's got all control of the atom in the city. And if he's got the product, that makes him the governor. Leaks, lunatics, rebellion, and now bleeding ghosts. Ain't life and Rapture grand? Strikes me that Fontaine wasn't overly inconvenienced by his own demise. From New Year's Eve, these wretched splicers come leaping out of the poorhouses and storm the proverbial barricades. At the same time, you got Mary and Joe Citizen lined up around the block for the new line of plasmids. I offered up the well-reasoned thought of handing Fontaine Futuristics over to Atlas and his boys as a peace offering to Mr. Ryan. But the source sot won't listen to reason. Instead, he's just splicing his mob up, giving him bigger and better plasmids. There's an arms race on here in Rapture, there is. But it's not about who can build the best guns or the biggest armor. It's about who can turn themselves into less of a man and more of a monster. Well, Alice's forces are coming in full swing now. Offered up the only suggestion worth a toss of offering Fontaine's assets over to them. And what does the bloke go and do? Nationalizes the damn place. He owns it, lock, stock, and barrel now. I've resigned from the council and put in my letter of protest, but that's just pissing in the wind. It'll be war, I say, unless somebody stops Ryan, and right fast. Hello, boys. Name's Dan Poole. I'm in the security booth. Why don't you come on down here so we can talk mano a mano, capiche? So, dead men tell no tales, right? Wrong. See, with Adam involved, every stiff's got a story, and Lamb knows how to read it. And if any of that stuff were to make it back to her, I'm an obituary. And since you fellas drained out the park, the little sisters have already started moving in together. And I can't have that. So, I want you to take the story of Dionysus Park and bury it 10 feet under. Your way. And then, I'll unlock the train for you. You got it? Well, I'm in. You're looking at the newly appointed member of the Rapture family. I fed Wales some of that people for the power crap, and he gave me this invite to a secret artist retreat here in the park. Lamb bought my whole tortured novelist act, and I told her that I was writing a story about how Ryan is trying to do me in for not doing good on my reporting about his business operations. But my story is really all about her, and I don't think she's gonna like the way it ends. Now it's time to see if old father grew his beard for Jesus or Karl Marx. Oh, ain't that cute? Little Tyke wants to be in pictures. How sweet. Now get rid of the muscle and deal with her. I met with Sinclair today of Sinclair Solutions. It's this pseudo-legal firm he set up to take problems that Ryan doesn't want to admit he has and do away with them. Apparently, they're making a move against Sophia Lamb, and they wanted me to write a story for the Tribune on it. Ryan's convinced that she's some kind of closeted pinko, real hush-hush, and when I asked why they needed me for it, he flashed me these $200 Steinman teeth and said this story will, quote, change history, end quote. Subject Delta's just a serial number, amigo. I did a story on you for the papers once. Found the city all on your own in diving bell.
The locals gave you a nickname, Johnny Topside, but Ryan was convinced you were some kind of spook. Real shame what they did to you. Smart. Put her to work, and all that Adam ends up in you. But you're sort of a silent partner in all this, so that's tops with me. There she is. Clobber the big palooka and grab the sister. I hope that fella ain't one of your long loss.
You all right there? Keep your eye on the brass ring, brother. Find the rest of the sisters. There we go. Now all that dirt stays underwater. All right. I've unlocked the train for you. Come on down here. But remember, if Lamb catches you, mum's the word. Subject Delta. I had long known of Stanley's betrayal and had forgiven him. But in compromising Eleanor now, he seals his fate. You see, it was Stanley who turned you into Ryan. He is responsible for how you exist now. The security booth is open. You may have your revenge.
Sweet Jesus. Lamb, no. She just let me hang myself out to... Oh, God. Hey, come on, pal. The train's ready. Just let me live.